Hey everyone. In this video, I want to talk about how to not let your mind run you over. So I'm going to share with you 4 tips that I hope will help you conquer your mind so that you don't worry or overthink as much as you used to. And the first tip here is awareness. So you want to catch yourself in the moment when you're worrying or when you're overthinking, when you're just becoming anxious or stressed because you're thinking about the future or the past too much. And this awareness will basically teach you to catch yourself in the moment so that you can then take action on it. Because if you don't even notice when you're doing it, then how can you fix the problem, right? It's happening beneath your awareness. So there's nothing you can do about something you're not even aware of. So practice awareness. You can do this by just noticing your thoughts more often throughout the day. So when you find yourself mulling over something for way too long, when you can't stop thinking about something, become aware of that. Realize that you're unable to get this thought out of your head, and then you can move on to the next steps, which are basically going to tackle that. And the first tip here is to practice deep breathing. So for this, I mean breathing deeply and slowly into your diaphragm, meaning your belly area should be engaged when you're breathing. So when you breathe in, your belly area should go out, and when you breathe out, you should suck your belly area in. This deep breathing, and remember to do it slowly, will help ground you in the present moment and make it so that it's a bit harder for you to worry or overthink. Because whenever you get grounded in the present moment, a magical thing happens. It becomes a lot harder for you to think, right? Because you're fully present in the moment. It's kind of difficult to think when you're focused on everything that's happening around you, or when you're focused on your body and the way it feels in the moment. You can even think about feeling your feet touching the ground, and that really helps with making you grounded, because it's almost like a literal interpretation of being grounded. You feel your feet touching or being connected to the earth. It's a very grounding feeling. And if you want, you can even imagine like energy or energy flow, like maybe energy flowing from your legs into the earth or vice versa. Whatever helps you feel even more grounded, practice that. It's a good visualization, and it'll get you out of your head, which is what we want, because that's the problem when your mind is running you over. You're in your head too much. So anything that gets you out of your head is a good thing, which brings us to the next tip, which is distraction. Distracting yourself is another good way of getting out of your head. But this one is something I would say you shouldn't practice first and foremost, because it is kind of like a way of avoiding the problem. Well, not quite avoiding, but it's basically where you're not fully tackling it head on. And I would always say you should tackle your problems head on rather than trying to distract yourself from them. But I understand in this case it really does help. So it's a good tool to have in your toolbox. I would just say you shouldn't always reach out to it as the first one, because then you can develop really unhealthy habits. But if for whatever reason awareness and deep breathing doesn't work, distraction can help. So this pretty much means just distracting yourself with things that you enjoy doing, or by focusing on your surroundings or doing anything that gets you into the present moment. When you become fully present and you focus on your surroundings, yet again, it's very difficult for you to think. So one thing I like to do here is just check in with myself throughout the day and ask, where am I? It's a silly question, of course, we all know where we are, but when you actually focus on it and start looking around at your surroundings, it makes you present. So this is a good way of distracting yourself from your thoughts. So every now and then, wherever you are, just ask yourself, where am I? And start noticing your surroundings. So obviously I could say, where am I? I'm in my room. I've got white closet doors behind me. There's a lamp to my right, or to your guys' left, I guess. But basically just start pointing out and observing the things in your immediate environment. That will get you out of your head and into your body and make it so that your mind can't quite have that same power over you. So that distraction is also very helpful for that reason. And then the last tip I would say is to just let it go. This means accepting that every now and then your mind will run you over. It will have that power over you. It happens to all of us, even the best people, because we as human beings have this magical gift in our brains, which are pretty much the strongest brains that we know out there in nature. We are at the very top of the animal hierarchy for a reason. But with that power comes great responsibility because we think ourselves to death. So just accept that it happens to all of us, and it'll continue to happen to you throughout your life as well. So don't become mad when you end up running yourself over with your thoughts. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't self-sabotage. Just accept that this will happen. It happens to me still, even though I'm making this video with all these tips that I even practice, it still happens to me. So it's going to happen to all of us. Just accept it, let it go, understand that it's a part of life, and don't beat yourself up when it does happen. Just let it go. Accept that it happened, let it go, and then next time resolve to practice these tips and see if you can conquer it rather than letting it run you over. But every now and then your mind will win, and it's just a part of life. So understand that and accept it. Anyway, just to summarize these tips again, the first one is awareness, the second one is breathing deeply and slowly, the third one is distraction, and the fourth one is just to let it go. I hope that these will help you master your mind so that it doesn't run you over nearly as often. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!